Hi, my name is Chance Eckert, and I'm here to tell you about home automation in the wild, challenges and opportunities. These researchers set out to basically look at home automation in what is today's society and determine why exactly this isn't as popular as it should be, considering we've had the technology since around 1970. The study was performed over 14 semi-structured interviews and household tours, um, and they were able to divide up the households by two groups: do-it-yourselfers and outsourced households. So the do-it-yourselfers were people that installed these automated household technologies themselves, catered to their unique specifications, whereas the outsourced households hired outside companies to come and install things for them. For example, alarm systems or camera security systems, light automation systems, or anything like that. Most of the studies so far pertaining to home automation have been done in home laboratories, and that is primarily when individuals sign up or um, would rather go and check out certain products in a super controlled environment under certain research settings. Uh, and these past research related to smart homes in general were able to convey some principles of smart home control. They outlined some challenges and recommended approaches to controlling the devices. Some of the challenges that they proposed were integration of the technology with the actual home appliances, and as well as how well it controls and to what depth. And so they use a particular study method, and with their participants, they used semi-structured visits to 14 homes with that had home automation. These 14 homes were screened out using a Microsoft mailing list, and they were also used using a third-party source. Each visit had 4 parts: the initial inventory of all appliances, the interview with the family, which is primarily beginning with the technology guru in the household, and then varying to other members of the family that approved or responded to the interviews. The home application store survey, and then finally the home tour of them going around and showing them the appliances that they have installed in their homes. These range of appliances can be anywhere from X10 light control to Leventon. Here at Table 1, you'll see a general inventory of technology used in the households with a typical cost in US dollars, as well as the brands listed and the time span of their use in the household. The DIY and the outsourced are specifically to say do-it-yourselfers bought these more as opposed to outsourcers who bought these more or had these installed more. So each visit started with the inventory of all the automation technology in the homes, and the homes, of course, were divided into 2 categories, as they were the most discernible categories among the variations. Here you'll see some examples of automation devices: light controllers, camera viewers from remote locations in the household. These are what are considered automation devices in this study. Here we see in Table 2 the application survey results. This is primarily to show the results of what, in particular, these users saw as what they already have, what they would buy, or not interested whatsoever. And they found one thing in particular, that users that had or that were interested in surveillance typically had children, or had children in the household, whereas users that didn't have any sort of children whatsoever, as expected, had no interest in surveillance technology within the household. here we go into some aspects of living with automation. Diversity in installations and desires. So here we get to where there's some real differences between the DIY and the outsourced homes. The DIY homes actually are very unique in their technology purposes. They they were actually they were able to gear their whole automation towards one particular purpose or another. Very specific needs were met whenever they designed and installed their hardware, whereas the outsourced homes, they got the standard package from a certain third-party company or wherever. So this is where we really see more of it's not a smart home, it's more of an augmented home. Um, Pertaining to two categories, user-controlled and rule-based control. So the user-controlled allows for users to interact with the software on a more one-on-one basis, allowing them to, say, turn all the lights off on one floor of their house with just the press of a button, as opposed to, with the rule-based control, have lights out by 9 o'clock p.m. These rules can vary between times of day to if a certain button is pressed or if somebody's supposed to be home by a certain time, the doors are unlocked for them. So with all the homes, you find each user kind of talk about convenience, peace of mind, and control, which are three overall themes when it comes to these augmented or automated homes. Um, and it's found that these three instances are the most important to users, or that they find that these are the most significant aspects rewarding them from their use of the automated homes. However, they all agreed that applying automation for homes is not necessarily an applicable concept to the elderly or their family members with disabilities or anything like that, because it's too costly. It's not cost effective enough. They aren't getting enough of a return out of it from investing so much in their family members. And they determined this based on high cost of ownership, inflexibility, poor manageability, and difficulty achieving security. Um, so the high cost of ownership is basically all the appliances are really expensive to purchase and install. The inflexibility is it's very difficult to integrate it in certain systems, say antiquated systems that your grandfather or grandmother might have, as opposed to you at your home or anything like that. It could be an older house or anything. Lots of iteration is required. It's unreliable behavior is frustrating at times. Um, and then there's the difficulty achieving security. Presence-based access is mostly sufficient. So basically, if there's someone home, they can access the system. But remote access can be very finicky. It's more of a you want to be absolutely certain that you're the only one accessing it and you're not letting some strange person into your home. So further research implications would be that they're looking into eliminating the need for structural changes, um, which is a big deal in when it comes to the home automation factors, in that they have to basically tear apart walls in some instances just to rewire everything and allow them to compose the household devices as opposed to having standalone devices and full-on home integration. Basically, these devices need to have confidence building mechanisms built in so that newer users or non-tech savvy users can be given the opportunity to learn how to use these technologies. But is it possible within our lifetime? Absolutely. We have the technology available. It's just we need more interest in getting the user interface organized to the point that it's usable by all people, not necessarily certain individuals, as well as cost effectiveness. It needs to be streamlined in some way, shape, or form. Between do-it-yourself and outsourced, personally, I would prefer to do it do-it-yourself. because I feel like I could find some sort of cheaper avenue for some of the technologies. This is Chance, and I'm signing off. Thanks.